It's been a little while since I've recorded one of these journal episodes where I'm just talking out loud in front of a camera and being recorded. Um, don't expect too much. This is just my stream of consciousness as I think about things. I used to do these all the time, a lot of older videos with my personal reflections and experiences of what was going on for me in my life and how I was feeling about it and how I was dealing with it or not dealing with it. But it's all there. I usually don't look at older episodes or entries very much because I was there. I lived it. Hopefully, I've moved past some of it, but a lot of it still, you know, I have the same issues, struggles that I used to, just in different contexts and environments and different people, places, things, and situations. Um, I have now crossed the 9 year uh, mark in recovery from active alcoholism. Um, I no longer am actively participating in meetings, but it is still something that I consider from time to time. I haven't introduced myself into the recovery community around my current location, but it's been over a year since I left my past um, location over in Indiana, and now I'm here in Oregon. And yeah, things are working well. My life situation has improved and changed dramatically, drastically, far from how it used to be for me living alone in that apartment where I recorded so many entries. And I've lost some family members, and some situations have changed, but that's life. And how it is for me is no different than how it is for a lot of people, and in a lot of ways, um, not from my own planning or coordination or effort. Things have just gone in my favor, as far as I can tell. I'm sure there's things that I just don't know about that if I knew now, what I'm going to know later, ooh, but I don't. So I can only work with what I know about. And as things are revealed, then I'll know then. And hopefully I've learned enough to be able to handle it in a decent way that doesn't cause myself too much extra undue hardship or stress or anxiety. But I can't deal with anything that I don't know about. But I can just try to anticipate and kind of hedge my bets and not overextend myself or overcommit and find myself not ready or not prepared or too much of my attention split across too many situations. And because if I am just overwhelmed, then I tend to be not very good for anyone, or less good, at least, less available, because I'm just battling my own internal phantoms and demons that, are just with me at all times. But anyway, back to recovery. Yeah, over 9 years since my last alcoholic beverage of any kind. And yeah, that was a good decision to just keep going in recovery. I didn't do it by myself. I had a lot of help along the way. And, I know I've been there for other people along their journey. And even though I'm not currently actively participating in the meetings of recovery, I'm still practicing everything I learned in those meetings and then passing it on by being the best version or representation of the person that I would like to be in my everyday life, in my everyday encounters out in the world. Not in the rooms, but just in the world, practicing being like a person instead of more like, I don't know, a monster. Because addiction is kind of like a monster, and the Jekyll and Hyde situation. And I don't have to be that person anymore or ever again, but I can still see aspects of that person in my character and personality. But it's nothing to hide from, nothing to be ashamed of. It's just something to work on. And I'll never be cured, and I'll never win, because there is no winning. It's just continuing. And that's not a bad thing. And I think as long as I am just able to continue to pursue whatever I'm looking to do now, then that's life. That's okay. I don't have to do much more than what I already am doing, unless I'm not doing something because I'm afraid to. And then that's something I just need to look at and confront with a sense of wonder and curiosity that allows me to engage and interact instead of turning away and just hiding from life. Nowadays I get to, be more like the person I used to see in other people, and kind of wonder, how did they get to be that way? Were they just born like that, or is something they had to learn, or was it some, experience that they had? And I don't know. I am getting older, and I'm still trying to maintain some level of physical fitness, and still able to go out running on a semi-regular basis. Not quite as far as what I used to, but of course I'm not running as often or not pushing myself as much as what I did when I was just alone. Now I here, we were in an apartment, and now we've purchased a house, and just got a mortgage, and it's a pretty nice house. There's just one of the rooms, and one of the just got it facing a corner with a window up that way, and nothing spectacular. But it's ours. It's clean. It's got some problems with ants right now, but been using the tarot bait system to try to control that. But other than that, the house is nice, and I think I mentioned that in a few of the earlier episodes, back in the spring and late winter, when we were like looking at homes, and then going through the purchasing of this house process, which was interesting, but we got through it. And there's other things on the way, in the works, and we'll see how what direction life takes us, because some things it's like we have no control over. And, well, control is an illusion, as it's said, but there's things you can work on, and then things that you can't, and there's choices that you can make, and then you can just put your best foot forward and work on making it a reality. If it's something you want, if it's something I want, and it's something I want to, see happen, then I have to put in the effort. I have to show up, and if it still doesn't work out, then it's not that I wasn't good enough. It's not that I, did something wrong, or that anyone else did something wrong. It's just that it just didn't happen, and there's no great conspiracy that was causing it to not work out. It's just try again, and if it still doesn't work out, maybe get some advice, and maybe there's something innately or intuitively, something's not right, and then seek guidance from professionals to try to find a better course of action, or find some reason for whatever's happening, to just work on it. And I'm just thinking of a medical situation, and so anyway, I'm sure very few people are still with me, so it's I feel much safer to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and this is my own personal out, that I am now liberated and free to share or not share whatever I want, because the attention span of most people don't get them to the 10-minute mark. And the same for me. If I was watching some stranger why, it's like I wouldn't understand why anyone would want to watch this for this long unless you knew me. But for just I don't know, a subscriber, I don't even get many people that are subscribed to this channel that actually watch. Um, so I'm under no pretense or delusion to think that this will ever get really listened to, except for maybe one select person. But that's how I got here in the first place. Was one select person that changed my life, and I've changed theirs, and now we are doing this whole life thing together. And yeah, for better or for worse. And I don't know. I like it. It's an upgrade. It's different. I always kind of wondered if this would happen, and or how it would happen, or who it would be, and what would they be like, and all these things I'm finding out. I won't claim to know very much, because I don't know, to make such a claim would make it seem as though I know something, and I don't know, and I don't even know what I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know, so it makes it very difficult. But that's pretty normal as far as what I can tell, and it's not different than how it's always been for me, that I don't even know what I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know. I just know it's a lot. That's the thing. That's the point, is that what I don't know is a lot. And whatever it is that I know, or that I think that I know, could be wrong. And yeah, so that's when I was just by myself all the time, it didn't matter, because if I was wrong, well, there was no one else to really know about it, and I would try to maybe not make that same mistake again. And if I was right, there was no one to celebrate with. There was no one to enjoy the moment with, or the triumph of something going well. And there definitely wasn't anyone to share the adventure with. That was really the greatest shame of it all, was there's no one to show anything to, no one to share it with. That's why I reached out to the YouTube, community, for just some sort of documentation of my life and times gone by, and who I was at the time when whatever was going on was going on. And I guess that's part of the beauty of it. And I get to work on YouTube as well, as far as refining how I do my recordings, or what I want to say in the way that I do, and just trying to be as genuine as I possibly can be, and not be some fictitious personality, pretending at trying to be some image of something that I think is going to draw attention, or create some sort of drama, which, I don't know. Life is dramatic enough without me needing to try to add to it. So I guess honesty is as much drama as I can handle, and that's yeah, without falling too into the melodrama, which I tend to become mired in, or is it a quagmire? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But anyway, I've been meaning to do a longer form video for quite some time, and I know the quality of it isn't the greatest. I see some flickering and changes in the lighting as I move around, but I can't really help that. That's the best that this little tablet can do. But I might try the laptop again, and just try out a few different things, maybe a few different locations in the house, and for as far as like lighting goes. But the presentation doesn't matter so much. It's the recording, and I get to check in with myself and see how I'm doing. And yeah, I figured if I have a quiet house and I'm just here by myself, it'd be good practice for me to do a recording, upload it, and see if anything was useful to anyone else. Um, because, maybe something I say, to, without my knowledge might be of some value to somebody else. Um, like everything that I think about, it's like, it might not be new to me, but it could be new to somebody else, or something that somebody else, at least my experience is, something that somebody else says is new to me that might not be new to them, but it's new to me. So I'm still on my own journey through life, and I don't really, have any great ambition more than what I'm already doing. Um, and maybe that's a failing on my part, that I should be dreaming bigger. But I've been doing a lot of, you know, transitioning in the past like 2 years. It's been a lot of, getting used to things, and it's like the work is not done. The work continues, and best efforts are being made to continue along that line. And just had some setbacks, and there was no foreseeing that. Sometimes you feel almost immune to things like that, that happens to other people, or something like that. No, it can, it's just as likely for anyone as it is for anyone else. So but it's no reason to quit. You can just, how we get knocked down is, what is it, the phrase, something about, it's about how we get back up is more important than, how we get knocked down, or something like that. But it was not an experience that I would want to repeat, but it gives me a better, greater depth of understanding of what it's like, when other people have talked about it. It's like, oh yeah. And I can only imagine what it's like for, somebody else, or, to go through that physically. And me just being, a witness to it, a participant in a witness, and the partner in that situation, just worry, and not sure like what to do if an emergency should happen. Like, am I going to be able to make the correct decision to be of assistance and to get in touch with the people that can help? Or it's like, whew. But it did work out, and as well as it could. And then it just goes on to, more of a grieving process of what happened, and by this time, what would have happened had that event not happened? Where would we be? What would we be doing? Were we a bit too? I don't think we did anything wrong, but except for maybe get our hopes up. But who doesn't? I can't imagine. And the day when you find out that sort of news and you don't get your hopes up, or you don't get excited, well, that seems like you've lost something there. So it's like, I think it's good to continue to get excited. And then when something bad happens, it's good to still grieve or still be upset, because it's not something you want to grow numb to or used to. And it doesn't mean I have to like it. No one has to like it, but it's something that's like, gotta accept it. And it's not about it being fair, and it's not about it being fun, and it's not about it being, yeah, I don't know. But it's been tough. And I'm just looking at the flashing of the camera because it's trying to work on the lighting. Anyway, that was a deeper enough. I know if you don't know what I'm talking about, losing a child. Um, not too far into a pregnancy. So, it was a shock and a heartbreak. And it's still something that I, feel when I think about it. It's easy not to think about it these days. It's been a little while, but still, yeah, I can tap into those memories just by talking about it, and I can still feel it. And again, that's not a bad thing. That's a real thing. So I just wanted to acknowledge that to myself, it's still there, it still hurts, and yeah. But in lighter news, I guess, getting off away from that because there's really not much more to say. Um, the house is doing well. The garden is doing well. We've got lots of zucchinis, and our cucumbers have kind of settled down. They're not doing so great, but the tomatoes are just starting to ramp up, and we will be overwhelmed by tomatoes very shortly. The fig tree out front is producing some awesome figs. So, we're getting some fresh figs almost every day now, and they are just so, so nice. And I'm glad to see that even though the fig tree is exposed and right next to the street, that not too often have people bothered them or like picked them or like, just picked them, looked at them and thrown them on the ground. I was worried about that. But I guess most people just don't notice or aren't really paying attention to their surroundings as much as maybe what I give them credit for. Because I tend to notice things. At least I think I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I make an assumption about myself that's not true. Wouldn't be the first time. But, and let's see, what else? I'm getting used to taking care of a lawn again. Hadn't had to do that for a very long time. Living in the apartment and everything. But now I've got a yard to take care of, so I'm out there mowing. My hair is still long. It's pretty long. It's getting a little bit difficult to take care of, but that's nothing new either. Yeah. So anyway, this was my longer form video for this day. July 22nd, 23rd of 2025. And I guess that's all I got to say right now. I'll try to think of some other things to talk about for another day. As life happens, life provides all sorts of prompts for things to talk about. And so I will see you later, talk to you later, and I'll just get this uploaded, and I hope I hope this video finds you well, and I hope anyone else is paying attention or has gotten this far. I hope that I hope it finds you well as well. I'm doing a really bad job of closing this out. It's kind of awkward, but yeah. So take care of yourselves, and take care of whoever it is in your life that you have to take care of, whether it's a person or an animal or a plant. Respect yourself. Respect the people around you. Do good.